Hi, I'm James Lloyd and I have been effortlessly alcohol-free since 2021. Since that time, I've qualified as a positive psychology coach, and now I help people create powerful mindset shifts that either reduce or completely remove their desire for alcohol. If you remove the desire for alcohol, you have control over your drinking. Simple as that. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the impact of alcohol on sleep and how critically important sleep is to us. Now, first of all, I'd like you to think about sleep from an evolutionary perspective. So we sleep for 1/3 of our lives. What does that tell you about how critically important sleep is to us? Quite simply, if it wasn't, evolution would have phased out sleep or reduced the amount of time we need to sleep millions of years ago. Every living creature, every living animal at least, on this planet has to sleep. So it's critical to us that we get good sleep. Now, don't make the mistake of thinking, when I've had a couple of drinks, I sleep brilliantly and spark out for 9 hours. That's sedation. That's not sleep. It's not the same thing. When we sleep in 3 distinct stages. The first one is light sleep. The second one is slow wave deep sleep. And the third one is rapid eye movement sleep, or REM. Now, when we've been drinking, our bodies find it really difficult to get beyond stage 1 of sleep. What happens when we get beyond stage 1 sleep is our bodies need to drop in temperature. So normally around about 2 degrees. So if you think about a situation where you're staying in a nice hotel, lovely air conditioned room, it's much easier to get to sleep in a cold room than it is in a hot room. That's because our bodies need to get colder. But of course, when we drink, it speeds up our heart rate, it makes us feel hotter, makes it more difficult for us to get into those later stages of sleep. Those second and third stages of sleep are critical because these are what we call restorative sleep. It's the period of the night where our brains and our bodies physically and cognitively repair from the previous day. Now, what happens when we get into the third level of sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, is our brain is also problem solving for us. So when we're carrying into our sleep patterns problems from the previous day, if we're not able to get into rapid eye movement sleep, our brain can't process and solve the problems from the previous day for us. So we wake up the next day and they're still there. But the other thing that's really critical to understand about sleep is when we've been drinking, our bodies release natural stimulants to counteract the effect of the alcohol. So what do I mean by that? Well, alcohol is a depressant, not a depressant in terms that it makes you feel sad, a depressant in terms of that it slows down our functioning. So when our bodies sense that there is too much of a particular chemical in our system, such as a depressant, it will release a natural stimulant to bring us back into balance. This is called homeostasis, and it happens with everything in our bodies. So if you think about when you get too hot, your bodies sweat because it makes our skin cooler, brings our body temperature down. When you get really cold, we shiver because that generates heat, which warms us back up. Our bodies are constantly trying to get into balance through homeostasis. Homeostasis is hormone balance. So what happens then? We've had a few drinks, we've got a lot of depressive chemicals in our bodies release natural stimulants to bring us back into balance. Well, what happens at 3 o'clock in the morning when the alcohol's worn off? You wake up, you spark awake because you've got way too much natural stimulant in your system, so you can't get back to sleep. It is effectively like getting up at 3 a.m. and necking an espresso. Espresso. So that means you wake up at 3 a.m, you're stressed, you've got anxiety, your heart rate's racing, and you can't back to sleep, and you're catastrophizing about everything. Now, of course, the impact of not being able to sleep over any period of time is incredibly damaging to us. But what I've just described can happen after a couple of drinks, a glass of wine. I'm not talking about having had a lot to drink. This happens after a very, very small amount. So if you're having a glass of wine most nights with dinner, you aren't getting good sleep, and that is compounding over time. Now, anything that's done consistently over time compounds like compound interest, so the effects get worse over time. So even if you're drinking moderately most nights, you're not getting good sleep. If you have a fitness tracker or a sports watch, you can see this for yourself. Check your sleep scores, check your patterns of how long you're in each period of sleep. But it's a real game changer. If any of this resonates with you and you want to take a break from alcohol, get in touch. You can reach me on my website. It's AlcoholFreeCoach.com. Thanks for listening.